Bobby Christina, Houston.
I feel bad for Bobby Brown.
It's horrible.
It sucks.
I wonder if they'll ever figure out exactly what happened. They're pointing fingers kind of at that boyfriend a little bit, but they don't officially have him on anything, right?
Yeah, Zip, I haven't heard. Yeah, he'd be in jail if they had an inkling of anything
course
so
they
far.
would.
You would think after this much time, but
man, she's passes at the age of 22.
I always get nervous when E-Rock walks in the room.
Why?
Because it reminds me of that hotel in Nantucket.
No, it's the one in Lowell, Mass. A few years back. See, he's messing with. He's putting like Fox News on.
No, you don't have to put the guest thing up already. You keep our TVs on for now.
We have anyone coming soon?
Maybe when Gregg Louganis comes in, you make him look like he's a big star. I guess he is a star.
He's
right?
very famous, absolutely.
He's a legend.
He is a legend. 4 gold medals. He could have had more, but why didn't he have more gold medals, Vic Henley?
Because he wanted to go into comedy. He felt that urge.
That's not it.
That's why I don't have any gold medals.
He felt that urge to get on stage.
People tell me I'm a gold medalist humorist.
In 1976, at the age of 16 years old, he won the silver. And then he was in his prime as a 20-year-old, I think 20 years old or some right around there, for the 1980 Olympics.
Oh, he didn't get
And
to go
then
to
that
Russia.
fucking Carter
There you go.
fucked our athletes.
Oh,
in the end.
right. Yes, he did.
He wasn't thinking of the athletes.
No.
There were a lot of heartbroken athletes when we had to boycott the
Rowdy
1980
Games.
Olympics.
Where were they supposed to be, in Russia?
I was,
Yeah,
in,
it was in Moscow.
In Moscow.
In Moscow.
65 countries boycotted it.
England went.
Well, all right.
England
So-
did go.
Okay.
We weren't the only one.
Oh, well,
England went.
England went because Daley Thompson won the decathlon.
Well, they
I
probably knew they had
remember
a great shot. Are there any African countries boycotting? Good. Let's go run the race finally. Is Kenya out? All right, good, let's send some guys.
First white guy to win the marathon.
Yeah. Hey, Louganis is out. Let's go swim.
Rowdy Gaines was an Auburn dude. He didn't get to go. He would have won some gold medals that year. And Harvey Glantz was an Auburn track guy. I know my Auburn
Well,
facts.
I mean, Travis had to point out a lot of countries boycotted, but I mean, come on, we only think of our country, right?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, and Jimmy Carter.
And I
that was the
remember a
old
lot of
tit for
athletes
tat.
were very upset and sad because they worked so hard to.
That sucks, yeah.
It sucks in a way.
But you got to remember now, the flip side of that was in '84 when they got us back by not coming. We kicked everybody's ass in everything.
Who
didn't come?
And Russia didn't come in '84 to Los Angeles.
Who
That
even
was Los
missed him?
Angeles, right?
Well, that's right, exactly. That's why Mary Lou Retton, that's why every great thing ever happened in '84 because
that
America
is
beat
true.
the fuck out of everybody.
Or as I call her, a fuckable Peter Dinklage.
Less hairy. Less hairy, fuckable Peter Dinklage.
To take that hilarious line and go serious, I never found her fuckable.
Mary Lou Retton?
Oh, God, no.
No.
I'd have stuck it in her little rump. I'd have stuck it in her. Here you go, hero.
She reminded me of the chick.
Take that, hero.
Like, this is what you get when you become a hero.
Right.
Yeah, here's what you
There you
get.
go.
My Kumsey.
Yeah.
Take the Kumsey.
She reminded me of the chick Muppet. She had that Muppet face.
How tall is she? 5'3"? She had like a boyish hairdo,
No,
like fucking.
Gotta be like 5'1".
Christy McNichol. Oh,
Man,
5'1".
she's close to a little
Christy
boy, no?
McNichol.
I was watching Little
In the
Darlings.
family. Little Darling with Tatum O'Neal.
on YouTube. I was watching it the other day. Because I did some interview for Up Rocks, and then who's your first crush? And I said Christy McNichol, and I realized that like wow, I haven't seen Little Darlings in years, so I'm watching some of it. It was okay. I mean, like, I only watched the first 2 parts, but
She was 4'9".
4'9". I
all
went
right.
5'1". I was on the other.
You know what
end.
4'9" looks like?
yeah, 6'5" when it's laying on its back. Same fucking thing.
I was going to go shorter. I was going to go shorter.
She actually looked better as she got older, though.
She's very popular on the motivational tour. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure
she stands on a little orange crate.
I'm sure she stands.
There's a lady talking. You know, people, when I first told people to look into the light, oh, we didn't know you were that lady too. Shrimp.
I think she married. Did she marry a diver? Did she marry? We can ask Gregg Louganis.
Of the muff variety.
Don't ask Louganis about Mary Lou Retton. I'm
Or
telling you
muff
right
diving.
now.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hear about either one of those things.
She got all the endorsements.
Right. I'm sure everybody likes Mary Lou Retton. I'm sure Greg.
I'm going to ask him about
no
it.
problem.
Greg, Mary Lou, comment.
She got the Wheaties box. They didn't give it to Louganis because
Yes.
the rumors were he was gay.
That's right. That's what she
a
named her
fact.
pussy. Hey, come on over and lick the Wheaties box. Ooh, I'd love to. Don't mind if I do. Like at the end of Lethal Weapon, you want to do shot at the title? Don't mind if I do. I'd step up to her pussy like Mr. Joshua about to fight Mel Gibson.
Mr. Joshua.
Yeah. Worst line in movie history is in Lethal Weapon. Where'd you get him from? What did he say? From Psychos Are Us? Oh, boo! 80s line, boo! Terrible.
All right, it's not supposed to hold up.
Great movie though.
She's married to former University of Texas quarterback and Houston real estate developer Shannon Kelly.
Cool. I knew there was a Longhorn connection in there.
I'll say.
How
tall is he?
Right, exactly. He makes up for it.
So Luganis has to sell his house, and this Mary Lou Retton is living in a fucking mega mansion.
Why did Gregg get this sell? Oh, financial mismanagement or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, because they protect the link so much I couldn't watch it.
Dude,
Opie got his link sent to him, and Roland tried to get me one, and I couldn't watch it.
Look, to the HBO people, we're going to go a little inside right now, but relax on your fucking protecting of the links.
I see.
We have to not have to.
Of course.
We're interviewing Gregg Louganis, and that's going to be hopefully some good radio. So they give you his documentary ahead of time. And then they're like, this link is, first of all, you got to register the link. You got to come up with a password and all this info. It's like, what am I going to do with the Gregg Louganis HBO documentary? Going to go downtown and sell it on a sidewalk somewhere?
Screen it on the Great Lawn in Central Park.
I'm going to sell it to people because they won't want to go home and watch it on HBO for free. They'd rather buy it from me. Stupid shit.
On the subway. I'm going to sell it on the subway.
Yo, man, that documentary's for free. Can I get a worse copy for money? Yeah.
And then the link, it's only available for 48 hours on the whatever. I think they gave it to me on Thursday, but now I want to watch it Sunday morning. I didn't know it was only available 48 hours. So it's like, this link is expired. I'm like, expired. So then I got to write the HBO people. Then they write me back and they'll go, well, we're looking into it. And then 2 hours later,
they don't believe you.
2 hours later, they go, we'll send you a new link in the next 2 or 3 hours. Well, and so I write back in all caps. I'm like, we are interviewing Gregg Louganis tomorrow morning. You might want to get this link to me. I'm trying to see, the project before he gets in here.
It's really fucking irritating.
Holy fuck.
And Roland tried to get me a new link last night. He was on the thing. I guess he was. I think he just fell asleep, but he was trying. He was trying. We were texting back and forth, and they just weren't. So it's like it hurts your projects. At least give us the link until after the guest. How about you set it up for a week or whatever, so it's after the guest, because this way we can watch what we got to watch.
Just give you full access anytime you want. All the talk show hosts get that. I'm sure all the talk show hosts have full access to watch anything they want.
They probably have an assistant who prints it out for them, who burns a copy. I mean,
yeah, whatever. It's just
I had a goddamn copy burned. I didn't think to do that.
HBO, just relax a little bit. Calm the fuck down.
You can ring my bell is in my head now, and I wish it wasn't. I really wish it wasn't.
You can play some metal, play some Ozzy to shake some Ozzy out of Norton City.
Yeah, then I'll just fucking metal it up. Bring my fucking bell.
All right, here's the D.L. Hughley stuff. This is why we want him calling the show today. So recently on Sway show, Sway? That was right after our show. Yeah. Why couldn't he do it on our show?
I don't know. We didn't ask him, I guess.
Black thing.
Yeah, DL probably asked him. We're both black men. What do you think about Cosby? Well, it's funny. As a black man, I've been accused. I don't know. Sway's a good interviewer. He probably got it out of him.
So then maybe we don't even have to talk to DL if this is already out there.
Well, we can still talk to him. Let's talk to him. I mean, what the heck? Just because we didn't get it out of him, no reason not to talk to him. Contract, forget about you, Captain. Oh, God.
And then DL had a video clip that went viral, and you see Jim Norton leaving the building in the background.
That's why it went viral.
Of course.
The only reason.
I was a star.
It's the only reason.
It's great. So DL shared a story about Bill Cosby to Sway. In 2009, I was working for Kiss FM, and he called in for an interview. He actively tried to get the show canceled. He hated the Def Jam stand-up comedy. He called in, and about 10 minutes in was being a complete dick. So I said, Mr. Mr. Cosby, what is it you want us to know? He said, who is this? I said, D.L. Hughley. He said, you say the N-word, blah, blah. And I said, with all due respect, Mr. Cosby, when I say the N-word, no girl ends up with her underwear on backwards and drugged. 10 minutes later, the people from Kiss FM came down and took the tape and said, this will not air. And if it does, none of you will ever work in radio again. It didn't air, so I know he has the power.
Really?
Wow. Good for DL asking him.
Yes. And then he was also criticized last week for comments he made about Caitlyn Jenner. When TMZ asked him what he thought about Jenner receiving the Arthur Ashe Courage Award, he said, Ashe fought AIDS with dignity and honor, and Caitlyn Jenner put on a dress. I don't think that's the same thing.
DL said that.
Yes.
All right. That's funny.
When asked if he thought Jenner was beautiful, he said, in a Mrs. Doubtfire way.
He's a comic.
But
Exactly.
even if you're not a comic, you should be able to say that, Vic
absolutely.
Henley.
No, I agree.
All
But,
right?
sure, but especially if you're
Vic,
a comic.
you and your
Especially
censorship.
What the
if you're,
fuck's wrong with you and your censorship?
Yeah,
especially
Vic.
if you're a comic.
Censoring my freedom.
You should be able to say
Heckins.
you don't understand this shit.
No, absolutely. That's what. Right.
But everyone else, but you're supposed to say, "Oh, she's beautiful. It's the most amazing thing that has ever
No,
happened
you
to
got to say
human
this
society."
is fucking bizarre, and I can't either
You
not
should be
watch
able
it
to
or
say
watch
that.
it. Absolutely, that's my older brother was not being mean at all, and he's like, "I'm fucking like a car wreck. I don't know what to do. I'm fascinated and not. I don't care, but this is hilariously odd to me."
Bruce Jenner looks like every PE teacher I ever had. Good for D.L. Hughley.
Wow.
So he's calling in a little bit. We got Esther Koo coming in, and then
She bringing her ukulele?
maybe.
She plays the ukulele. I don't
Yeah,
know. if you know
we've
that.
had her.
We don't need to have her do music. We could just chat.
Yeah, we've had her sing a couple songs. Vic Henley. Maybe no ukulele this time.
I'm just saying, you know.
We've heard the ukulele.
She usually comes in with
We've
the
heard-
ukulele.
we've
I
heard
don't
the
know if
ukulele.
she's like,
Yeah.
We've heard the ukulele.
Vic doesn't know the terminology. What you say to somebody is, "So you've been uking?" That means they've been out gigging.
Right,
You've been
okay,
uking?
been
Yeah,
uking.
uking up a storm.
Have you heard about the jihadi John guy?
Oh, yes, I have. Boy,
Wow.
he gives a heck of a shave.
He supposedly has left ISIS.
Yes, creative differences over the editing of the beheading. They edited him, and he's like, "I will not be edited." And they chopped him down for time.
He
They're
wants
like,
final
"Look,"
cut.
Yeah,
He wants
they're like, the
final
advertisers are complaining. You can't use Ginsu anymore. They're going to sue us.
I believe they kicked him out because he used the N-word.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
I'm going to really nigger it up. You can't say that. Stop it. You can't say that. The advertisers are going to leave.
But I mean, the headline is he fled, he fled ISIS, and basically, I believe if I read the story correctly, he's worried about the drone attacks. He feels like the U.S. might have a little more of a handle on this whole thing, a little bit more, and also that there's jealousy within ISIS because he's getting all the attention. So he feels like maybe someone to make a name for themselves within the organization would try to take him out.
That's known as the Hollywood producer theory.
Yeah.
Also, somebody's always trying to get your gig.
And they would try to take him out. I mean, who knows? If they think there's a little too much heat, they may decide to cancel the kitchen.
Cancel the kitchen.
Yeah, sure.
And everyone
Cut it
knows
off.
Jihadi John is the one that's been, lopping the heads off, especially the Americans, the two.
Yes,
Right?
more than that, I think. But he's
More.
called that because of his accent. He's British.
Yes.
Right.
And his real name is Mohammed Inwani or something. Can we check that last?
And Wazi.
And Wazi.
Wow, that's pretty close. Good for Jim Norton.
Yeah, I was kind of perusing the old story, and I said, let me commit this to mem.
Don't say that.
Sometimes I like to commit things to mem. No, I got to save time.
Don't say that. Please don't say that.
Why? It's a good way to be chitting and chatting.
He was born in Kuwait.
Wow, who's that guy on TV? He's an ugly man. Oh, sorry, that's a mirror. This guy, who
That's
is that ugly man?
The energy secretary. We have talked about how ugly he is over the years.
He's the ugliest, no gender identifiably features on his face creature I've ever seen in my life.
on how Iran deal blocks nuclear bomb.
Holy shit.
Kaboom.
He's awful. He looks like Trump fucked. Go boo.
I can't help you.
I
Sorry.
can't. No,
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
weird-
It was
it's
a
cult- it's
goddamn Alfred Hitchcock reference. Hitchcock fucked Trump,
There you
and
go.
they smashed James Trafficante's wig on it.
Dr. Ernest Moniz.
I would have went with
Also known as Ernie Cash. D. Monet.
I think I would have went with. I think her name's Judy Mose from CNN.
Jeannie Mo.
Jeannie
Mose. Yeah.
Jeannie
If
Mose.
Donald Trump fucked Jeannie Mose. That's the one I would have went.
That's
with.
pretty good.
I know
Not bad, right?
I don't know
I
who
like
Jeannie
it.
Most is.
Oh, you
I do,
know,
you
she
know.
does the fluff piece.
does the
right.
wacky.
She was married to the Happy Days guy.
Right.
Donnie Most.
Donnie Mose.
Donnie Most would fuck her.
Ralph Mouth.
Yes, they knew she was married to someone else, and then they realized she came home with little red hairs in her teeth. And her husband said, "What have you been filleting the dentist's son again?"
The dentist's son.
Yeah, Jeannie Mose. Those pieces are terrific.
Yes, we're looking at her tits.
So, and Jihadi John, I guess, has joined a lesser group.
Yes, he went with a boutique terrorist organization. He felt he wasn't getting the attention from his agent that he should have. I just left my agency. I couldn't be happier.
Ooh, good for Jim Norton.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm saying Norton a lot today.
Because it's a fun name to say.
I think I was thinking of Ian Halpern because of the Bobby Christina story. Maybe we get him on the phone today.
Yes, he'll contribute nothing. Might as well.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
This is a very suspicious story. Thank you.
But Jihadi John is still in Syria with a lesser known group.
Yeah, they're looking at giving him his own talk show.
What is it?
A reality show.
If it's not full on jihad, what's the next level
I
down?
think he wanted to go become a solo artist.
Just like a ruckus?
Yeah, he wanted to go solo. He wanted to go do some unplugged action
Right.
for a while.
On his own, he's not plugging in. He's-
50 Cent too. Fucking guys paid $2 million more, $7 million
Total.
fucking total, man.
So maybe that's real bankruptcy.
What a dumb move to put someone's fucking private sex tape online and think that it'll be okay because you got consent from the guy.
That's not a smart move.
No, he's a smart guy too. Like, why would you do that?
I think he's a smart guy. What?
Yeah.
Did he go through all his vitamin water money?
I was going to say, he has to have some of that left over. Surely the
He
guy.
made a hell of a
Well, maybe
deal.
it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't all that much money. Like, I understand that if a certain person who maybe managed me went on years ago as a publicist and worked for Wayne Newton and said he's the highest paid man in Vegas. Just said it, and it became fact. Wasn't true.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
It was
Wayne-
David Steinberg.
that's
Just
a
said
good
it.
strategy.
Good old David Steinberg.
Yep, just said it.
They're still with him.
Yeah, and Jonathan works with him.
You got a lot of people behind you. I get confused.
That's right.
a
All of
whole
them fucking in the ass, too.
Entourage.
Hot car danger on Fox News right now.
Well, there's a tape of them breaking a window because there was a baby. Who leaves their baby in
Who
a
the
hot
fuck
car?
doesn't
Throw 'em in
know
the trunk
that yet?
so no one can see. No one can meddle.
We're gonna put a thermometer in here and actually show you how hot it can get inside.
Well, they
the car.
did have some guy did a test. Some football player did a test to show you how bad it is for animals.
But of course it gets hot. Who doesn't know this shit?
Yeah, but why?
Right.
Let's see a temperature test. I like that they're doing it. Maria shows how hot it can get inside a car.
Oh, in 1 minute it's 90 degrees.
That's true.
Oh boy.
That's true. And then they have the animal test where they put animals between her legs and we see how long it takes them to lose interest because it smells too bad due to the heat. Once it smells like dumpster with the garbage that leaks out of a garbage
Right.
truck, they walk away. The only thing she can get is a roach. Once there's roaches on her fucking twat lips, like, it's time to fucking get out of the car.
It's time to bail.
Time to bail.
A car could heat up 20 degrees and just 10. Who doesn't know this?
I don't
I'll
know.
tell you one thing.
Stupid.
It's fun. Speaking paradoxically, I watched this special on Antarctica last night because I couldn't watch the Gregg Louganis thing, and it was on Netflix.
I love that you're rubbing it in.
And
It's awesome.
It was about this guy from New Zealand. Because to get to Antarctica, you got to go through New Zealand, I believe, who lived there for a year. And then the winters, very few people have done a lot of winters there. It's horrendous. But during the winter there, the storms, they get like these level 1 and 2, like hurricane type storms all the time. The fucking snow is blown with such force that, like, even the sleeping quarters, they had to leave because, like, the little seal in the corner, the fucking wind blows the snow through that.
Come on.
And the room fills with snow anyway.
Wow.
They opened up like one of those snowcat things that you drive, and it was a perfectly formed, the snow had just packed it out because any little crack, 200-mile-an-hour winds will blow the snow into.
Wow.
So it's fucking, even a sealed chamber doesn't stop it.
Right.
10,000 people live there, I think, like year round.
No, it's 1,200 or 5,000 in the summer.
McMurdo Station is the place.
McMurdo's the
That's
U.S.
where-
one, yeah.
Yeah, that's where they're, right.
5,000, but there's only like 700 for the winter. And I don't know if that's McMurdo. That might be all of it because there's like 30 outposts in the entire continent, which is bigger than the United States. And some of them are together, like the New Zealand one and the United States one are relatively close. But then you'll see the dots, and there's one of them, like, just in the middle of Antarctica. Like, you're fucking...
Right.
Go check out the snowcat. You're not going anywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? Check it out.
I had a friend of mine that he went there for 3 months and was taking ice core samples for a geological research thing, and he was on a snowmobile, and as far as you could go, and all he had to do was ride 400 meters at a time, put a pole 30 feet down in the thing, thing, drive another 400. He spent 8 hours a day just as far as you could see, nothing.
Oh, there's nothing.
He had to have, they would have to come get him. He had a rendezvous point, and they would come pick him up in the snowcat. They would drop him off and then come pick him up like 30 miles
How the
away.
fuck did people do that without before GPS and all
Satellite
that?
phones,
Right.
no
I know,
communication.
That's why
just amazing.
the Shackleton thing, the guy that got marooned there is one of the greatest. Kenneth Branagh did a movie about it.
dead?
And yeah, he didn't make it. But he made it out and got back and rescued like 9 guys. He's the first guy. No, Shackleton did make it out and came back. He did make it. It's called Endurance.
I don't know this amazing story.
It's from like 1900 or something. He went there. There's the actual footage. They had a guy with a camera there shooting footage of it. And I went to the Metropolitan Museum here in New York in like 15 years ago and saw the actual 18 minutes of real footage that survived. But
Can we
like,
see it? I'm sure
you
it's
can
on
get
there.
it everywhere. It's called Endurance. The book's called Endurance. It's a famous thing. It's been in movies and specials. It's
How long was he there for?
Ernest Shackleton. The whole thing. He's gone like 2 years. The boat gets crushed by ice. They have to get out on foot, and then like 30 of them live on Antarctica for like 2 years before they finally decide, well, nobody's coming to get us. We might as well get in the boat and start sailing somewhere. Maybe somebody will pick us up. It's
Why
it's
didn't
a
they do
great
that at the
story.
beginning?
It's what?
Why didn't they couldn't fix the boat?
There's the sailing ship they kept sailing closer and closer and closer to the point that they got surrounded by ice. It's winter time starts coming, and the ice goes in and crushes the ship, so they can't sail out.
Sure.
So how do
got
they
nothing to
survive
do.
at that
They're
point?
killing, blubber and sea leopards and
But
mammals.
no,
and-
where do they live?
they set up shop. They built like a goddamn camp and lived somewhere for. There's a picture.
they
They
of it.
didn't live on the ship.
No.
No, 'cause
They
the
had to
ship
get
got
up.
crushed.
The ship was getting crushed, so they salvaged everything they could
so they
from the
could,
ship.
so they grabbed whatever they could, and then
made
they made
some sleds,
made
built a
ship-
boat, went somewhere, set up a
They
camp.
built a boat out of the parts of the crushed boat.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh fuck! I got to check
There's
this
there's
out.
some footage right now. It's one of the greatest.
It's on
survival,
YouTube. The footage.
It's one of the greatest survival stories of all time.
Dogs letting the dogs down.
It's from 1914.
There you go. Right. It's one of the
100 years
greatest
ago.
survival stories of all
They
time.
have winter there, though. So in our summers, they're winter. So right now, they're approaching the coldest time of year, which is August. It's so cold there.
How cold is it?
Yeah, it's so cold. The woman walked outside, and her thermometer fell out of her cunt. That's Johnny Carson 2.0. No, they have 2 months without sunlight, so it's just brutal, pitch black, freezing weather. But even in the winter, like there's no planes or helicopters in the winter. They have them in the summer. It's cold there in the summer too. I'm sure.
You think you would be a little depressed? No,
6 months of winter, dude.
no sun for a couple months, and
Yeah.
a lot of snow. Would you be a little depressed? You think?
The emperor penguins are as tall as Mary Lou Retton, too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just hanging out and all of a sudden you look around and here comes a fucking bird that's 5 feet tall?
stupid
Are they that
Wad-
tall?
Oh yeah, they're about 4. They're tall as Mary Lou Retton.
They don't hurt you, right?
No, they won't do anything.
No, they just want to protect their stupid egg, and then they fuck up, and the egg goes rolling away, and then they just stare at it because they don't have hands.
The egg just goes on a roll, and it was a good song by Aerosmith.
A friend of mine was there
all night long.
A friend of mine went there and played cricket. They were playing cricket on the ice with a bunch of dudes.
He showed up at my comedy show.
With the penguin eggs?
and the penguins, 500 emperor penguins walked up because they thought the cricket ball was an egg, and they were
How
trying
do
to
they
get the
survive?
egg. But the book's called "Penguins Stop Play."
Evolution should have taken them out.
They're around. There's no
They're
predator.
amazing.
There's no polar bears.
just
There's
gotta
no
hang out on
predators.
There's polar bears, aren't there?
No, polar bears are north. Penguins
North
are south. Yeah, you don't.
How
get
come
the
there's no
same.
polar bears
They
there?
don't ever really. It's called.
Wait, they're North Antarctica?
No, penguins are in Antarctica. Polar bears are in the Arctica.
I guess the reason they don't is because penguins would have been extinct in 6 million BC. They would have, the fucking polar bears would have
Oh,
run
yeah.
through those little fat
Yeah.
zilches quickly.
Yeah, like jalapeno
They're all just
poppers.
standing there. What?
Bang.
I bet you Antarctica is a place of polar bear lore, and there's a place where they just stand there around their eggs like assholes. Oh, stop it!
They're 5 feet tall, plump birds.
They don't do anything.
They just stand
What
there.
happens if you approach them? They huddle. They don't run. They can't fly.
No.
Oh, that's like they're porn. They actually have other polar bears dressed like penguins standing there.
With their little,
Yeah,
almost
their
hand.
little fucking wings. All they can do is fan themselves.
They can't.
How are they? 2 inches, 5 foot.
That dumb penguin movie when one of the eggs went rolling, they just look at it all sad
March of the
and just
Penguins.
watch it.
Yeah, they watch it.
They just watch it because there's there's nothing they could do. March of the Penguins was a good movie.
It's a great movie.
I kind of like that dumb thing.
Morgan Freeman.
Endurance, Shackleton and the Antarctic, because people are asking about this. We'll put it up on our Facebook page, but it's actual footage.
Read
from
the book.
1914.
Yeah, the book's amazing.
For them to live there in those, I mean, there's a fireman was being interviewed because he was there. He said it was like below 80, 80 below when they were doing their like photo shoot. Just the disgustingly cold temperatures.
Well, one of my favorite parts about this, they didn't know any better back in the time. So the warmest clothing back then was wool.
Oh,
so
God.
you don't want to get wool wet ever.
God.
And these jackets, they don't know any better. So they're all wearing.
How many
their,
ended up surviving?
I don't know.
Why can't you get wool wet?
Because it soaks. It's a cloth. It's a fiber. It never really dries out. It'll just stay damp and cold on you
Well,
forever.
it doesn't dry out if the sun can't heat things up. It's just freezing.
But
Can you imagine having wool underwear on in fucking Antarctica and you see someone spills their coffee on you? You're like, oh, you cunt.
But I think like
you did not. You're coffee on me.
Cunt.
I think 39 or 40. Most of them, I believe, survived. It was one of those where it just.
That's pretty cool.
God,
No,
I think
it's a great story.
You just turned me on to something.
will to survive. That will.
Kenneth Branagh did. There was like a 2-part made for A&E movie, theatrical version of the whole thing.
I don't go for that.
No, don't do that.
I'd
No,
rather
don't
read
do
the
that.
book and look at
read
some
the book.
YouTube
I'll
footage.
give you my copy of the book. Just
All
read
right.
the book. The book's
All right.
it's like 200 pages.
A
It's an easy
dog-eared
read.
copy, Vic.
That's
You've been
right.
through it so many
I've
times.
made some notes in it. We have to just read the
Your
margin.
bourbon-soaked copy. Thank you.
Vodka.
I'll
Get
throw
it
it on
right.
the fire when I need a little.
Absolutely.
Little help with my
Better
fire.
than Sterno.
Yes.
Hey, come on now. Don't talk about his show. He's not bothering us. We're not bothering him.
If anyone wants to see the footage you were just talking about, it's on our on the Opie and Jim Twitter account right now. So
Nice.
you can follow along right now.
Yeah, there's links to it, right?
Yep.
All right. Good.
It's a great story. It's really cool.
No, man, you just turned us on to it. That's great. We got the Cosby thing. We got 35 of Bill Cosby's accusers. They agree to be photographed and interviewed for the cover of their new issue.
New York Magazine, yeah, man.
Daily News. What's the headline today? I don't have
America's
it in front of me.
Rapist.
America's
Right.
Rapist, and
Can you
they're showing a.
Oh man! Oh wow!
They're
There's a
showing the
cover in New
cover.
York. Wow, New York Magazine. There you go. That's good.
And I guarantee there are some that will A, never come out, B, how many have died? How many old ladies are dead? I mean, there could be at least like 10 more from back then that are dead.
And there's a possibility that a couple of these broads squeezed themselves into the story.
Without a doubt.
Possible,
There could have been
yeah.
a couple of
Possibly.
shoehorning
I'm just
lies.
saying,
Of course, it's choice.
possibly, but in general, generally speaking, boy, do these women have a tale to tell.
I would bet there's a percentage of them, I don't know what the percentage is, that fucked him and were manipulating, and were like, high, but absolutely knew what they were doing and absolutely were volunteers and not victims, but now are kind of repainting the story. I'm sure that there's all of that, but I think the majority of them are probably telling the truth.
Yeah, I think so too. I think overwhelming majority.
The ones that go for the hustler spread probably are. That's who. When you get girls
Yes.
that were fucked by Cosby, the issue, then that's.
Well,
those
they can't because they're all old. So many old ones, man.
Hustler would still do that issue.
Oh, of course
Larry
they would.
Flint.
Man,
I love Larry.
Well,
Flint.
So
We always show younger women. Why can't we show them? Good enough for Cosby. Good enough for us.
So here's a weird question: how does this
Hold
whole-
on, I'm not fair.
Sorry.
Goddamn Staggle brothers. I want to see them naked.
What?
He wants to see you naked. Larry Flint wants to see you naked.
Where does this end? Like, does he get sued and lose all of his money? Does he go to jail? Like, what? How does this? How does this all
I
pay
put
off?
all the old ladies into my magazine, and everybody goes, "Who the fuck that?" And that's the end of it. And I paint Buddy vaginas on them. I paint him eating a watermelon, and I put bloody vaginas on the women. And I say rapist, black rapist, and he's eating a watermelon. I do that to incite people.
I don't.
And then Theo Huxtable comes in with a ski mask because he's a rapist too. They're all rapists. They're all raping the women. I can't feel my feet. Am I wearing shoes? One of these goddamn things on my shoes are wooden like Dutch boy shoes.
I know. You hardly see him commit to something.
Jimmy commits.
No,
Jimmy commits.
I was being sarcastic.
Okay, sorry.
I was being
Sorry.
Althea! God damn it, the fucking water's coming out of the tub. Althea! Oh, yeah, you've got A's. I forgot. Sometimes you lose control of the tub controllers.
Am I wearing shoes? It was like the best joke.
Thank you very much, Justice Stengel. You and I have a lot in common.
I think it's my asthma inhaler. I'm laughing so hard.
You're like me with more mobility.
Oh, my God.
I have better hair.
You certainly do have better hair. Mine was shot off. Yes, I sound like Larry Flint Checkler. I'm aware of that.
I'm aware.
Come to Larry's Pristine Show Emporium.
Did you just break out an asthma inhaler? We have a reputation
Oh,
over
boy.
here.
I
Don't break that
I'd
out
love
live on
to
the
get
radio.
you drunk and replace that with a handgun.
He made me laugh so hard. I had asthma.
I know I'm going to keep going and then hide that thing and watch you crawl around and die like an animal. Then I'm going to film it and put it in my magazine. Dead man being fucked by black man with watermelon and women with bloody vaginas and pipes on their head for rape reference. Gonna make it as visibly unpleasant as possible. Gloria Steinem licks pussies. Evangelical people, I like to paint them fucking red vaginas. Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, my ribs hurt.
Oh, so do mine, I've heard. But I can't feel them. My ribs are there.
You're welcome. I brought that up. All I said was Larry Flint.
Yeah, we're on a show.
All I said was Larry Flint. I
Cosby
said,
holding a watermelon, raping a woman with a pipe, and then Hulk Hogan comes in, and we're going to put a little thing that says nigger on it. We're going to sell that as pornography. You can masturbate to it. We're not going to call him Hulk Hogan. We're going to call him Hulk Hogan so we don't get sued. He's going to be wearing a yellow bandana.
Oh, my God.
Holy fuck.
My eye hurts from laughing so hard.
God, I wish my fist was in it.
Larry Flint doesn't like you, Justin.
No, Larry Flint.
He doesn't
Yeah,
like
he
you.
reminds me of myself when I was young with a Herb Tarlick hairdo. Before I got shot for speaking up for free speech and pornography. Goddamn Reggie Jackson, boy, those blacks sure like to curse autograph stickers. Hulk Hogan said, I hear you, brother. I'm going to keep referencing Hulk Hogan because he said nigger, and it's very compelling. Very compelling. Reggie yelled at autographs. I'm going to have Reggie raping a woman with Bill Cosby and a watermelon and bloody vaginas, and then Gloria Allred licking it.
Reggie, yeah, he yelled because the guy came back for a second autograph.
You got back in line again.
Reggie should appreciate that people want a second autograph.
I'm going to have a woman taking big shits, and they're going to represent his candy bars, and we're all going to eat them. Reggie! Those candy bars, they were goddamn good. Nougat and nuts.
Reggie
Oh,
bar.
for Pete's sake, I love
were
the Reggie
good.
bar.
You can't get them anywhere anymore.
No.
Yeah, fuck. Well, we should go home now. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not going to get better than that.
Larry
Jimmy definitely should go home. He's
Yeah.
done his
He's
job for
finished.
today.
This is just what they pay me for, ladies and germs. I'm not doing anything special, just collecting a check.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my eyeball hurts.
Well, you can break.
Oh, God.
Is it time for a break? I have
Yeah,
a
let's
banana.
break.
I'd love to eat a banana.
Let's say Jim Norton's got a lot of dates.
Yes, I do. And all of them are for money. I pay for women. Prostitution should be legal. Why am I being Larry and saying Jim Norton's actual philosophy?
JimNorton.com for all the dates. Houston.
Yeah, Houston,
and
Dallas coming up in
Dallas.
August. And
Caroline's here in Manhattan.
what else do I have? I have fucking a couple of oddball dates. I got Tampa's not on sale. I got Cobb's in San Francisco. I got a shitload. I'm coming back to Washington D.C.
And your special is on Netflix.
Yes, it's getting good reviews, and people have been very kind on Twitter. So a couple were not, but the majority were, and I'm very happy you enjoyed it. I felt great about it.
Yeah, there's some good stuff.
Thank you very much, Vic.
No, it's good stuff.
And I love the new stuff I'm doing too, and we all say that, but I really feel good about it. I'm in Charlotte in November. Holy shit, there's a lot of dates.
Wow, look at all those dates.
That's right.
You really want to buy a place.
You bet I do. Now I'm going to mime cocksucking on the break with my banana.
Oh, all right then.
Well, you know,
He's back now for a while.
I went out to America and made money and then came home. So
And now you could just relax?
I'm doing nothing until middle of October. I'm just working in New York City. I'm doing my favorite thing in the world. I'm going to go to the Comedy Cellar. I'm going to go to the Comic Strip. I'm going to go Gotham, Caroline's.
Late summer in the city is cool.
You know, it's my favorite time.
I'll tell you why it's cool, because this place empties out.
That's why, exactly.
August, it empties out. You could actually go to restaurants.
No, I know, right.
You know, you're not going to, bump into people on the sidewalk. You get some room finally.
Central Park this afternoon, I will feel like I'm the only person there. Literally on a Monday afternoon, you walk around late July, August, there's hardly anybody there. On the weekend, it's a mob scene, but during the week, it's crazy good.
Shepherd Meadow?
Sheep's Meadow, yeah, absolutely.
Sheep's Meadow?
Sheep's Meadow, where I saw one of my favorite memories ever, a Polish family with like a 7-year-old little girl, and the little girl had a full-on penthouse, centerfold, unfolded, looking at it.
In front of her family?
In front of her mom and dad.
And they didn't care.
They didn't care at all. And I tried to get my phone around, and when they saw me trying to take the picture, they made her stop looking at it. But they were a big old heavy-set Eastern European dude eating what looked like a baguette. Dude was dumping in a jar of mayonnaise and just gnawing on it with his big heavy-set...
Typical Polish people. Eat a baguette while your daughter peruses pornography.
I wanted it in black and white. I really wanted to get it, and then they caught me trying to take the picture.
That Sheep Meadow is terrific.
It's a great spot.
You see the boobies yet?
Oh yeah.
Every once in a while, you get the brave ones that go, "Fuck this, man! It's my right to be topless."
I love it.
Wow. Okay, it's my right to be a creep. Exactly. And then they get mad. It's like, really?
Now,
what do you expect a guy to do if he sees someone topless nearby?
Exactly.
You're going to take a peek.
You straddle them and put your dick between them. How strong do you think I am?
Last year,
then they look at you like, "How dare you?"
Last year, I heard these women making a ruckus, and because the cop walked over to him, and I walked over after he was finished talking to him. They were cops from Manchester, England.
Oh, really?
The lady got her boobs out, and she goes, and he was like, "Hey, I don't know where you're from." She was like, "I'm from somewhere where I can get my titties out anytime I want."
They only arrest the good ones.
Those were
Anyone
really
else
nice.
notice that?
They won't arrest you now at all. You're allowed to now. It's totally legal.
But they only harass the ones with the good ones because they know that they're driving people nuts.
You can stand in Times Square topless right now if you want to.
Well,
as a woman.
Sandy Kane, pretty much does.
Right.
Well, she's making money. If you're making money, it's a different technicality.
The biggest thing in Times Square right now is they doing the booby body paint.
Oh God!
And they're making so much fucking money. They paint the boobs. That's all they got.
Right.
They're not even going pasties anymore.
No, I know, right.
And little kids are like checking it out, and they're making money, man.
The naked cowboy should go that route.
They're making a lot of fucking
just
money.
Go ahead and paint the dick on.
That's the only reason to go to Times Square. You'll see these girls. They're beautiful, and they're getting their boobs body painted. And they start with nothing.
It's family friendly.
And then they slowly, do the whole painting in front of everybody.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, man.
I've got to get downtown more often.
Oh, yeah. Times Square?
You don't have to get downtown more often.
Downtown, you're a block away right now.
I know.
Go out right now, and it's probably
left.
being done. And turn left, right. Where's Esther Koo? Is she here yet?
Not till 9:30.
Oh, I have 9 o'clock on my sheet.
Maybe you're right.
And then we got Gregg coming in about a half hour or so.
Speaking of the co-op board, I was thinking this before. I want to Google myself and see how far down would there be a problem. Like if they Googled me, if the co-op board said, "Well, this guy Jim Norton is a performer,"
right. Sure.
Let's see what my Google results are. You probably have to Google them in quotes.
Well, let's see. Let's see what happens here. Right, Jim Norton, official home. That's good. Of comedian Jim Norton.
That's fine.
A Wikipedia page that could have some dicey stuff on it.
Oh, okay.
Jim Norton, Trevor Noah isn't the problem. You are. From
Time Magazine. Okay, that's pretty good. IMDb.
That's all right.
Facebook, The Jim Norton Show on Vice. Okay, that's not going to get me in trouble. Wait. Comedian Jim Norton speaks candidly about learning to. Sorry, I need.
learning to what? Learning to detox from his sex addiction.
All right, there you go.
All right, thanks.
That one?
Yeah, well,
That's
You think
what
that would do it?
yes, it would.
Right there.
We don't want a dirty bird living in this area. That's all we need is him running up and down the hallways, raping all the children, pulling his you-know-what out and showing everyone.
That would be HuffPo.
We don't need that dirty bird running around the hallways here. Let's get some people in here who don't make love to different people of questionable gender.
Of questionable gender.
You can thank HuffPo for that. And then there's a picture of Louie from Lucky Louie. Man,
Oh, I don't like him either. He uses the dirty C word.
Louie looks a little creepy when he's thin.
Yeah, he looks
Skinny.
creepy when he's heavy.
Skinny
I think
Louie.
He's a creep.
I think he looks better heavy.
He looks like shit either way.
He looks better heavy.
What is he? He's a 4 or a 3.
I'm with Norton, right.
Yeah.
2 points. Yes, I'm with Norton on this, totally.
But there's a creepiness to him when he's thin, I think.
Well, that's because he's creepy. He pointed that out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the mayor of Creep City, if that's a place. So what are they selling, Justin, on SiriusXM.com?
Opie radio hats,
Opie Radio.
That's stupid.
I believe. No coffee mugs? You can't
I
get
wanna
a coffee
see these
mug?
hats.
I want
Here.
a coffee mug.
They couldn't be...
There it
makes
is
a great
right there.
target.
Opie radio. Exactly.
$9.99.
Aim for the head and the groin.
I have nothing to do with the hats on the SiriusXM website. I guess every channel or whatever, you can buy their hat.
It looks like it. It looks like a lot of every head needs a hat. Got a favorite channel? Show the world what kind of Sirius XM listener you are.
Oh, man.
Okay, let's pause here.
Yeah.
Show the world what kind of Sirius XM listener you... What dumb motherfucker thought that's a good thing to say when you're selling a product? I want to show the world what type of Sirius XM listener I... What are you talking about? People aren't proud to belong to this platform. They listen to it like the fucking Christians in 10 AD. They're in caves with little fucking fish painted on them.
You should wear the Spectrum. That would be the hat to show the world what you're all about.
Spectrum.
Right?
Spectrum.
The spectrum.
Esther Koo is here.
We'll just bring her in. So Roland
It's not up
stop
to
out there
me.
trying to get fucking...
He's flirting.
No, yeah,
Come on,
that's
Roland.
exactly what
Is
he's
she wearing
doing.
a half shirt today? I
Yeah,
hope
she's
so.
always
My
halfway
God.
naked.
Hope it's over.
Are you wearing a half shirt
Yes.
today?
She is, totally.
Holy fuck.
With
this
fringe.
Esther
Hi,
Koo.
Esther.
With fringy stuff on
Oh,
it.
well, the belly showing. What
I
is
know,
going on with this
everything.
Esther Koo? My God. Good morning, Esther Koo. We were just talking about one of your favorite places, Sheep Meadow.
You were?
Yeah, because
It's raining today.
is it raining right
it's
now?
funny, I didn't bring my umbrella.
Let's go.
I don't mean to bum everybody out, but
we
got my umbrella, Esther.
yeah, that's a very nice belly you got.
Yeah,
going
it's
on
like
there.
a Hulk Hogan tribute shirt. I like that.
Yeah, why don't you wear your Hulk Hogan tribute shirt?
I was actually doing my Hulk Hogan tribute dialogue, so you get it because he said
He said bad
Yes,
things.
he did.
Vic Henley was talking about the time this Polish family was hanging out, and a 7-year-old was looking at the centerfold of one of those nudie magazines.
Penthouse magazine,
Yes.
one of my favorite Sheep's Meadow moments. I just glanced over and there's like a little 7-year-old girl unfolding it all out and like really examining it. And,
Oh, my God.
And the minute I tried to get the phone on her parents saw it and stopped the whole thing.
Yeah, as parents will when some fucking creep with white hair tries to videotape their daughter. They're not looking at it like, oh, look, a moment of irony. Let's let them get it.
What is your craziest Sheep Meadow moment? There's a lot of cool stuff that happens in that damn area.
Yeah.
We were talking about the topless girls, and then they get mad if you take a peek. They get mad at you.
The topless girls who are like topless on purpose or just sunbathing? Because now there's topless girls in Times Square.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we were talking about that as well.
Yeah, these sunbathers, I think he means.
Yeah.
No, the sunbathers. You got these secretaries. I believe they're secretaries. They go to Sheep Meadow for their lunch, and they strip down to their bra panties to get a little sun because they didn't go
Like
to,
hot secretaries?
Yeah, hot secretaries.
Yeah.
totally.
How do you know they're secretaries?
I'm just being a dick.
I asked each and every one of them.
What do you do for a living?
Yes,
They bring their
exactly.
typewriters
That's right.
with them on their blankets.
I'm just
and
being a dick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've got a clipboard.
You're such a dick.
The female office worker will go, and she purposely leaves her bikini at home because she knows it's even sexier to just be laying there in a bra and panties.
Right, so she can go back to work with her hot, sweaty tits. Put them back in her bra and feel all uncomfortable. Oh, my tits are sweaty. Why'd I do that?
They're itching from the sweat.
Yeah, the fucking...
And the bug bites.
Yeah, bug bites and
They,
sweat.
they don't even have anything to lay on. Just laying in the grass.
I kind of like it though.
Right.
I haven't seen any topless women. I've gone down by where we live. There's that little park area. I've seen a lot of sunbathers and stuff, but nobody topless.
No, it's not it's rare, but
They're bottomless too.
bottomless.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen that. I have not seen that.
In the meadow.
No,
Wow.
come
I
on.
mean, they have like a little thong on or something.
They're on their hands and knees too. It's a really weird way to sunbathe. They're trying. They have that dark
That's what I'm
asshole, so they're
saying,
trying
right.
to
They're
get the
trying
rest
to
of
get
it.
that rare taint tan. It's a taint tan. It's
Really hard. There's a fine line between tanning and burning. The space between your dick and balls. Asshole.
What about the homeless guys with their dirty water, and then they get mad at you because you're not buying water from them?
They
You
don't
get that?
they don't get mad at me.
Oh, good. No one's gonna get
Well,
mad at us.
they get mad. They don't yell at you, do they?
Not yell, but they get a little aggressive if you don't buy their water. They roll their water
But it's the
thing
best
through.
water in New York City
That's
from
what
the
they.
meadow.
That's what they say. They got the best water going. Even though it's a Poland Springs bottle, I don't know how you can
If they got
claim that
open
your
it.
water's better than anyone else's.
How come I didn't feel the click like I normally do when I open this with a seal? Why is it? There's no click at all. Why did this open just so smoothly and easily? And there's a cigarette butt in my water.
Esther Koo, what's going on?
I got you something, Opie.
For real?
Oh, she's coming
Oh,
bearing
that
gifts.
can't be good.
And she leaned
Why
over.
is that bad?
I don't know.
What did you get, Opie?
She's reaching in the
I'm
bag.
scared.
You're gonna like it.
Oh, okay.
It's not a dildo or anything. God.
Then he's not going to like it.
She brought you chocolate. It looks
No, you fucking rule.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's AZT.
No kidding. Wow, some 420 bars. You didn't forget.
Yeah.
Oh, how much of this do you do though?
You do the whole thing.
Yeah, eat the whole candy
Yes,
Come
those
on.
are really little. Like
They're small bars, but why
they're
don't we do some now?
really.
You should have
No
came in
way.
earlier. I
Take a
would've.
bite, Ope. Go ahead.
It's too late now.
Oh, come on. It'd be fun. You take a
Yeah,
bite.
it's not
a
too late.
bite.
It's not too late. It'll enter your bloodstream, and
You know,
you'll start feeling great, and you'll start like
You don't do this whole bar,
humping
do
the
you?
microphone.
Now, how much honestly should you do? You can't do the whole bar.
Yeah, you could do the whole bar.
No, I'm a fucking lightweight.
Okay, I'll do the whole bar. You take
Be
take
honest.
a couple squares.
So how many squares are
That's what we are.
You take like
There's like 4 squares in here.
Hey, you say that again.
5.
you take.
I will ask my pal Troy Kwan.
Okay,
let's
well
get Troy.
start out
'Cause I
with
don't trust
one.
you.
Start out with one square.
I do like your gift though.
You know.
One
Yeah,
square.
that's a great gift.
Start off with Vic. Do you
Yeah,
dabble?
I would eat the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
probably.
Give
10
one to Vic.
milligrams of THC.
So give one to Vic so I can go to his barbecue
So you've heard. You were
When do you
listening.
leave? When are you leaving?
Thank you.
today.
Yeah, she only jets
We
in
have
and
to have
jets
one
out.
today.
She jets in and jets out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Esther really looks like a billionaire. She just
She does.
flies in, she does an event, and she zips back out.
she lives in one of those island communities outside of Miami or something, don't you?
How do you know?
Because I've seen the website.
What
What website?
what were you doing in town?
I'm just going to a friend's wedding.
That's it.
Yeah.
How was it?
And I was like, I'm going to come see you guys.
I appreciate it. What kind of wedding was it? A good one? Be honest.
It was
Most
super,
weddings suck.
It was super like low maintenance. There were no flowers there even.
All right.
Yeah, I was like,
Just
she's
420
like,
bars?
She's yeah, exactly.
420 bars?
Just
That was the
like
wedding
marijuana
bouquet?
plants. But did you eat a bar?
No. It's too late now.
Where was the wedding?
I got shit to do. But
Where,
thank
where was the
you.
wedding?
No, but then you'll do it better.
Well, I'll think about it.
Where was the wedding?
9:19. We have an
Wow.
hour to go.
Jimmy wants this.
Yeah.
God, why not? Well, you won't, because it won't
The
fuck you
last
up.
the last minute, you'll be like super happy.
Yeah. That was it for the wedding. Wedding hall, outside wedding.
Connecticut wedding.
Whoa,
Yeah, man.
talking some money,
Right?
right?
I know.
Connecticut seems to be a
Connecticut people are like, they're just living in a different world.
We're in Connecticut.
You know, Mystic, Connecticut.
very Mystic,
nice.
Connecticut.
There you go.
That's a good wedding.
I used to go to Mystic Seaport when I was a kid. We'd
Yeah,
take
that's
trips
where
up.
it was.
And it was nice when I remember. I mean, it's been so many years since I've been there. But I wanted, like, I took a day trip with my friend Heather. I want to take another day trip to a place like that, just like an overnight and just to do something fun.
I went to Mystic, Connecticut, and I said to myself, for real, I was by myself. I'm like, all right, let me see what this shit is all about. And then it turns out I was in the wrong area of Mystic because I had a horrible experience. I'm like, this sucks. Why would people go? It was just a basic Main Street area. And then they said, no, you got to go to the other part of Mystic. I didn't know.
Oh,
And that's where it's cool, I guess.
right. You missed the whole
And I
thing.
couldn't find the pizza place that they talk about.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know, but
This was like 10 and
He didn't eat the pot bar.
Exactly.
Mystic Pizza? You don't know about that? A whole movie was made about
No,
it?
there's one that
that's
Roland
right.
talks about in Connecticut, but it's not there.
Yeah,
Julie Roberts.
I missed out on the whole experience is what I'm getting at because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Well, Pastor Esther Koo went to the Rice Pot in Mystic, and was there like was there swag? Was there a gift for the wedding? Was everybody get
No,
like a?
they said in lieu of a gift, we made a donation to
Oh, so they, no
a
gifts.
charity.
Wow,
lousy.
no flowers, no
I
gifts,
know.
no
I was
flowers.
like, how do we know they made that donation?
Exactly. What do I care what somebody
Right?
else cancer
Ew.
gets?
Like,
Where's
I
my
wanna
gift? He's spoiled already.
That sounds
Yeah,
awful.
I know. I'm like,
I like doing stuff for charity, but
but
ew.
like, yeah, I know.
Don't
How many
volunteer me by donating something in
Right.
my name. That
How
doesn't
many-
count.
How many people? Was it 100 people?
Yeah, about 100
And
people.
what was the charity? You don't remember?
St. Jude's Hospital, maybe?
All right, it's a
Cancer
good
kids.
organization. You can't
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
mock
bunch of
that.
fakers.
But I mean, like a party
Perpetuating.
favor, you could just make your own party favors at like Michael's, you know? Like you don't need to,
Right.
you
Spend a
know,
lot of money.
try to like save money by not doing party favors.
Did you go on one of these little boat rides I see on their website?
No, no.
No.
What'd you do?
Because I got there like, I should have gotten there a day before, but I
Yeah.
didn't.
You didn't go to the aquarium? None of this stuff?
No.
Did you get a spa treatment?
Wow, I feel like I should have done more. You know, because like,
You could have went to a little farm and
you know,
petted
we drive
things.
everywhere, you know, as
Yeah.
comedians. So it's just like, I was just like, I'll just drive and get there when it starts and not do extra stuff. You know what I mean?
You guys,
Because we're in like cool cities all the time.
but I've learned over the years that most of you guys don't go out and explore.
I explore restaurants.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
your thing?
Yeah, I threw out need
You
to.
know, like I like to look up good restaurants and like
Like
jerk off to it on
Applebee's.
Yelp. You know, like see like a really good like eggs Benedict and start like
That's what I do.
fantasizing about it before I get there. You know,
But you don't wander around.
sometimes,
But yeah.
or I'll like work out or something.
I always thought it would be
You know?
cool to be like a road comic, just checking out these different cities. But I guess after a while, you've seen it, and
Yeah.
now it's just a gig.
And you get the show that night, too. So
Yeah,
you know.
I never did it forever, and then just started doing it about 5 years ago. After going everywhere like 50 times and not walking 5 feet out the door and seeing where Lincoln was shot or
Right.
something, I figured, so I just started doing it, but I didn't do it forever. But it is kind of cool. I agree with you. You can see America's wonderful.
It is cool. I went to a blind museum in Atlanta one time.
There you go. How'd you know over there?
What's that?
It's like a museum where they simulate you being blind, and so you wear something over your eyes, and they lead you through this thing, and then
And you get hit by a car.
they put sounds on as if you're like crossing the street and you hear people, you know, like what
Oh,
it would
that'd be
be like if
creepy.
you were blind.
Right.
And then at the end of the tour, the lady, you take off your blindfold, and the whole time we're like, oh my God, it would suck to be blind. Like this, like good thing I'm not blind. And we're all making like comments like that. And then at the end of the tour, the lady says, my name is Sharon or whatever. I've been blind for 24 years. And we're just like, holy shit, we should have never said it. They make you feel like shit.
You're just
No, but-
bad-mouthing her right in front of her face.
Yes.
Yeah,
And she
God
can't even
almighty.
see us.
Oh, that's not good.
Blind people should be killed.
Oh, God, that's a mistake on her part, I think.
Yeah.
That's
on the
intentional.
She's got to think that people are going to talk shit.
No, it's intentional. I guarantee you.
It is
So,
totally
it's
intentional.
Probably for her next art
Completely.
project.
Absolutely. It's totally.
She's collecting all you,
Right.
all
Sadness.
the horrible things you
All
horrible
sadness.
human beings said.
She
And,
probably likes being spanked, too, and having her nipples played with hard. She likes pain.
and that's it. It just came in for a wedding and then back to L.A.
Yeah.
All right.
You going to L.A. or back to Miami?
So I'm going to LA Wednesday.
I was looking at. I think your Instagram's great. You got good pictures on there, but there's shit. I got to remember what I saw.
Why are you going to
ask you
LA?
About it.
Doing shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Being
I haven't
a big
gotten in a while.
LA this time of year, is it good?
Wow, lawmakers push to cut $500 million in funding for Planned Parenthood because of that video. Now again, lawmakers could just be the ones who are pro-life anyway.
Right. That's a biggie.
That's just the headline. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. But that woman really
Wow.
fucked up. She seems like a real cunt anyway.
Do we know
Tweety
more
bird
about
head.
this video?
Tweety bird head.
Yeah, she was just being really glib and shitty about
Tweety bird.
selling body parts. It's fucking. And I'm pro-choice, but you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's her fucking dumb teeth that bother you. Her fucking. She looks like Chip. Her fucking Chip Chipperson teeth are enraging.
Tweety Bird
And her
head.
cotton candy hair doesn't
Yes.
help the
Tweety Bird,
situation.
Yes, and Robert Reed at the end of his life hairdo, Rand Paul, fucking chiming in.
Robert Reed.
Doesn't he have
end of
those
his
last
life.
few
That
years?
is completely Robert Reed end of his life hairdo.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Rand Paul.
So the pro-life.
Wow, what is Planned Parenthood gonna do now? Shit.
Yeah.
That's
They're
not
fucked.
good.
They're gonna close down.
Yeah,
they
they're gonna
have
merge with
they have
Hoover.
like a lot of locations.
Dyson. they're in talks with the people from Dyson.
Hey, listen, we got the president of Dirt Devil coming in.
That's a big story. Just hitting. We talked about everything. What are you all about, Esther Koo, as far as the news goes? We got the Cosby thing. We got Hulk Hogan saying
Yes.
We didn't talk about Reggie much. A little. We just only talked about him a little. He apologized.
he did apologize. Well, the only reason he apologized because a video popped up, right?
Yeah. He
Hall
was,
of Famer Reggie Jackson was mad and was cursing out some kid. Was it a kid?
I don't know if it was a kid or a guy. Probably a guy.
Do we have the clip?
I understand being mad, but it's like, A, the fan was probably being really annoying, like coming back around. But B, it's like you are in Cooperstown for the Hall of Fame induction. You got to expect people to bother you for autographs.
I went to a basketball camp with Pistol Pete Maravich. I kept getting online for autographs.
Sure, why wouldn't you?
I left that camp with at least 10.
No, why
This
wouldn't
wasn't
you?
this
Why
wasn't an
wouldn't
autograph
you?
signing.
Huh?
No, I know. This was a restaurant.
Yeah, he was at dinner,
Yeah, no.
Oh, he was at
So to come
He
back-
was coming out, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying in Cooperstown that time of year, you know people.
but he's also doing signings.
Yeah, it's true.
So to come back twice,
But if you
and
go
you're
to
also doing
First time was
signing.
on the golf course, he got him.
and if you go to a signing, do you have to pay for the autograph? Is that?
Oh, yeah.
Go to a
Sometimes.
signing,
All right, yeah.
most-
So
most
this guy's
times, yeah.
going, oh my
Especially
God,
there.
here he is in the restaurant. I can get my autograph for free. And
Well, he
then
also
might
got
as well
him-
try
yeah,
to
he
get a
did.
second one.
He also got him on the golf course, I believe.
Really?
Guys just following him around. I get why Reggie would be so annoyed.
Sure, yeah.
But Reggie's voice was weird. Who did he say? He sounded like Howard, or he sounded like somebody. Listen, we hear the audio if it's not beeped.
Yeah, we'll try to find it. It's Cooperstown that time of year, huh?
I've never been there for the old induction.
I went so long ago.
Yeah, me. I went ages ago too.
Oh my God,
that
I
was
was-
one of those.
I was just a kid.
No, I was one of those things where I was finally doing stand. I'm like, oh, I'll go see this. I'm in
I
town.
remember it was cool as hell.
Where's how
Really
far is
cool.
it?
All the Hall of Fames are good.
pretty far.
Every one of I've been to all the Hall of
6
Fames
or
are all
7
great.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty far up there.
Now the
I
Hockey
went-
Hall
I
of
went
Fame
8
in
years
Canada,
ago.
the football, I've been all the Hall of Fames are great. Yeah, really cool. Bowling.
Well, the basketball was.
It's a long, thin room.
Where's the bowling Hall of Fame?
Exactly.
It's in Toledo, Ohio.
Yes.
For real?
I'm guessing
What
off the
the-
top of my
all
head.
the alcoholics
off the
are
top
in
of my
the
head. Off the top of my head. Let's see if I'm right. I'm guessing somewhere in Ohio.
No, I'm going to guess somewhere in California.
I'm going Toledo, Ohio.
California.
California now.
You know.
Yes. Sunnyvale, California.
That's what you're going with.
Omaha, Nebraska.
No,
All right, Omaha,
Toledo,
Sunnyvale,
Ohio.
and Toledo. Let's see, where is it?
Bowling,
Bowling Hall
Arlington,
of Fame.
Texas.
Everybody's wrong.
Where all the fat people live.
Yes.
That makes sense.
That'd be Green Bay, Wisconsin, if that was true.
Here's the
Yes.
Reggie
Fat people
video.
there.
Here's Reggie, World Star.
Yes.
Hope it's not edited. Oh, the Daily News, they edited these assholes.
I signed for one guy and he ran to the end of the line.
I ruined it.
That's up.
I agree.
I don't want to deal with it.
I totally agree.
Now it's time for me to eat dinner with people I don't see but once a year for 20 years.
Who's he sound
and I
like?
gotta
Al Michaels a little bit?
Yep.
It's
There you
dirty.
go.
It feels like
It
it really does. Stand in line tomorrow and pay like every one else. Well, you guys disperse the mother. Tell them to get the away from me. Bull. Bullshit.
Leave Cooperstown, guy.
I need to have a bodyguard and keep the away.
Well, this guy in the white is weak. Bodyguard's weak.
The guy said this bodyguard's weak, and the bodyguard got in his face. What a douche. Fucking bodyguards. He wasn't even near Reggie. It's just. Oh my God! It's Thurman Munson.
Take it easy. He's a bitch. He's a safe at home. Come outside, safe at home. Alright, it's on video. Safe at home. I got everything on video, buddy. Take that video, get pee, Reggie! You swung at somebody outside. Yeah, you grabbed him right by the throat.
Where's the uncensored version? I hate all these beats.
They're awful.
Ridiculous.
They're
You're on
awful.
you're on the internet.
Come on.
Exactly, you're
Right. If
competing
you're
with-
posting on the internet.
You're competing with shit porn, at least in my eyes.
I don't have a problem with what Reggie said. He's a little
Nah, he's
annoyed.
annoyed. He
but,
probably had a couple drinks, I'm guessing.
but the bodyguard stuff's out of line, don't you think?
Well, but the
pushing and
bodyguard got
shoving and
mad because
shit.
the guy said your bodyguards are weak.
But I can see where Reggie might be a little
Yeah,
annoyed
of
by
course.
that.
I
Whatever.
do too. He was really pissed.
We got DL Hughley on the line.
Oh, good.
Live from L.A. DL.
Hi, DL.
Hey, good morning. It's the first time I ever called in. This is pretty interesting.
I know. We don't usually like the phoners, but we have Vic Henley in studio and Esther Koo in studio, just so you know. And of course, me and Jimmy. And what's going on, DL?
Hey, man, just chilling. I'm in L.A. Get ready to get up and go boxing and see if I can keep my heart moving so I don't have a heart attack before.
Do you box every day, or how often do you do it?
No, just like 3 days a week.
Okay.
That's
do you
a
actually?
lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
What are you talking about?
Or whenever my legs will work. But yeah, I get up every morning.
How long have you been boxing?
Well, I used to do it when I was a kid, and then my daughter started about a year ago, and then I went with them. So I've been doing it about 3 months now.
And how bad do your joints ache after boxing?
Oh man, this is man. Let me tell you. You know what? You ever have one of those mornings you go, I must have slept wrong. How the fuck you sleep wrong?
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. Like,
It's a middle-aged
Yeah,
shit. The boxing is not made for middle-aged guys. I try to do that to keep in shape, and fucking the aching in my elbows. Maybe I'm punching wrong.
Yeah.
It actually ain't made for anybody.
Right.
Supposed to do this.
I hear you.
Nobody's supposed to do this.
So you
What's happening, man?
you got involved. I mean, not on purpose, but I mean, this whole Cosby story, and you actually said something to him, which is more balls than most people have had.
Well, you know what? In 2009, I was telling her. 2009, I was on a show. We had a radio show. Man, I used to come. It was at Kiss FM. Right?
Yep.
And so he called in to do a radio interview for a gig he was doing it was either Philly, Pennsylvania, or Connecticut, and it was me and Steve Wilson and Jackie Reed. And I didn't like Cosby. He didn't like me because that whole Def Jam. I remember Bill used to hate Def Jam, and he used to try to get it off the air. And it was just, he just didn't necessarily like my brand of comedy, and I didn't necessarily care for his pompous attitude. So I was like, y'all do the interview. So for about 5-10 minutes, he was just being a dick, just like was correcting grammar and telling, and I finally got on and I go, Mr. Cosby, what is it you want us to know? And he said, who is this? And I said, D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley! He went on to tell me how I cussed and how I said nigga and how I'm, not sure. He was going on and on. And I said, Mr. Cosby, with all due respect, when I say nigga, nobody wakes up. No girl wakes up drunk with her underwear on backwards. And
Oh, nice.
Good for you. Boy, you dropped the atomic bomb, didn't you?
When I say nigga, nobody, it's on stage and not on a police report.
I like it. I like it.
What did he react to that? How did he react to that?
Well, we started arguing back and forth, and he was saying, he basically came down and said, this is never going to air. And I said, the fuck it ain't. And we were, and it was a pre-interview. And so I said, the fuck it ain't. So in about 5 or 10 minutes, the people from Image Communications came down like in a line. And the station managers, the PDs came down and said, where's the tape? And they got the tape and they said, this tape better not ever air. D.L., you're new to radio. It's better not ever air. And if it does, nobody will work again. None of you will work again.
That's why I wanted to get you on the phone. That regular radio bullshit.
Now, what?
Fuck.
That's what let him run that kind of power by all the other people folding to him.
Right.
That's what got him drunk with power in the first place.
Right.
Bad
Well,
joke.
I just think, because I had read about it a long time ago, and he knew. And then so this cat named Lewis, I ain't going to say his last name, about a week later said, Dr. Cosby wants to have a meeting with you. I said, he was gigging in California, and you're not that far away. He wants to have a meeting with you. I said, I'll meet with him, but nobody fucking summons me. You're not going to just summons me like you.
And to say Dr. Cosby, like it's the fucking Pope or something.
Yeah.
Dr. Cosby.
But I had, to me, it's not about, and to me, when people, there are 3 truths that people don't dig that are just true. O.J. Simpson is a murderer, Bill Cosby a rapist, and Caitlyn Jenner has a dick.
You just mentioned all the things I'm comfortable with. So
I got all fucking universe is true.
Now, the story you described, that's 2009. When did you know or started hearing about this Cosby stuff?
When I was I used to hear about it all the time because people warm ups or through. I did a couple gigs at the Playboy Mansion, and it was just in the zeitgeist. Uncles talking about it was in the zeitgeist.
Right.
And you always knew that it existed. And then I read an article like in 2005 or 2006, and I remember being struck at how it was in the middle of the paper. It was in the middle of the magazine, and I was like, how come nobody ever says anything about this? And to me, it's funny because every time you start to tell, you ever notice that whenever it's a cat like this, it's always somebody who was above reproach. It's a priest or a coach.
Sure. And
the thing that happens is it's always somebody who never, nobody ever think could do this, and his reputation protects him. You can be profane and profound. You can do great shit and still do evil shit. Like I say, Lucifer, when he was in heaven, he was God's most beautiful angel. So he was the minister of music. And if you could fuck up in heaven, you could fuck up in Harlem. That's the way it goes. But people's reputation, immunize them against these kind of charges, and they get to do it. Like they get to do these kinds of things, and then the victims they're bludgeoned into silence. And it's so many people who are walking around who have kind of been the victim of that. And then what kills me, like I was like a couple of last week the Caitlyn Jenner thing was pretty big.
Yeah.
And The View was on, and they were talking about what I said. And Rosie Perez, said he had a point about Serena Williams. And Whoopi Goldberg says, I know I like what he said about Serena, but I said Serena Williams was one of the most beautiful things I'd ever seen on a tennis court. And she said, well, she's a thing, not a woman. And I wanted to say, Whoopi, you can hear me say thing, but you can't hear Bill Cosby say Quilu.
Right. We broke down that clip on our show last week.
Yeah.
And we said, exactly what he meant when he said thing. Relax.
Yeah, no
Stop
kidding.
trying to make something out of it. And then they had a shot of the audience, and most of them were laughing, a little shocked, but laughing. But there were a few that were like, oh, my God, I can't believe he said that.
Here's the thing. Like, everybody, like, when somebody says nigga, I don't think they talking to everybody. When somebody says a name, when I say ho, I ain't talking to everybody.
Right.
When I was talking about Caitlyn Jenner, not the whole train. Like, Laverne Cox, she went for the premium package. She went for the bells and whistles. Caitlyn Jenner got his sex change at Earl Shide. You can't expect me not to notice that. Like,
yeah.
You can't expect, and that's hilarious. And when a comic can't see somebody that used to, you can't make a joke about somebody that society is holding up as a pillar of virtue. I think that we've taken a step backwards as a society.
Yeah. Back in 2009, when that whole thing went down with Cosby, did you tell people about this?
Yeah.
About your experience with Kiss?
Yeah, I told it on the next day, and it was so funny because they were all going, D.L., you always getting into it with somebody. You always starting shit. Like, that was the thing. And it wasn't, the thing about it was, that was on the heels of the Don Imus thing.
Oh, okay.
The Don Imus thing. So of course, I defended Don Imus' right to tell a shitty joke on a slow news week.
Right.
And they were already mad about that.
Hey, did you ever see Cosby after that?
I did. I actually did. I saw him, like, we were actually at Fox News. I mean, Fox, 20th Century Fox. We were both pitching shows, and he was coming. Matter of fact, I was pitching the animated show, and he was coming out. We were parked at the same time. And I forgot who was the driver. I think it was Lewis at the time. He had driven him there, and we saw each other. We just said, hey, what's happening, and kept it moving.
That
had to be about 2.5 years ago.
What an asshole this guy is. Just the way he was always coming after comedians.
All right.
Knowing dirty language, just knowing what he was doing.
Knowing what he had.
Thinking he'd never get caught.
Yeah.
I don't think he. But the thing that irks me is, like, people say he paved the way for you. No, he fucking didn't. You know what? If it was up to him, there'd be only one kind of person to tell a joke. If you want a guy that did jokes the way he wanted to do,
right?
Talked about the things he shot actively to make sure you didn't work.
And people,
literally, people don't really realize this. Def Jam broke a lot of comics that you now know and love.
Sure.
And he would have made sure that didn't come on.
He yelled at Eddie.
I thought it was an embarrassment.
He yelled at Eddie Murphy in the classic Eddie Murphy story. And hurt Eddie Murphy's feelings. And Eddie Murphy, I love Eddie Murphy went, you know what? Eddie Murphy hung up and went, I'll call the real Godfather, and called Richard Pryor. And Richard Pryor said, tell Cosby to fuck off, have a Coke and a smile.
Nice.
Well, Richard Pryor.
I can't tell you how many people know that he would call, like, when I had a show, I ain't gonna put other people's names out there, but he called people in his dressing room and didn't like some of the shit they said.
Right, exactly.
It's real.
Worst thing ever, the comedian with a fucking censorship problem.
And once again, knowing what he was up to, unbelievable. He should have just kept his mouth shut.
But it's really weird. Like, he never, like, I guess Pryor idolized him at first and tried to be him and stole his material.
Yep.
And then once Pryor started doing his own thing, like, you never heard Cosby say a bad word about what Pryor did. I guess because Pryor was saying the things that he didn't have the fucking courage to say on stage about race and.
Well, you know, I never, like, I can't, you know, we've been at it a long time, Jim, so I don't know if it's courage or just not in somebody's wheelhouse. Some people just don't want to talk about things, and some people do. But to me, comedy is your own self-expression. And for anybody, especially who made it such a great living, there's no doubt he's one of the 5 greatest comics ever to live.
Yep.
That doesn't mean he's not an asshole. That doesn't mean like you can't. That doesn't immunize him against the shit that he's done. Just like me, I've done a lot of bullshit. I fucked around with my wife. I've done drugs. I've done crazy shit. I'm not gonna deny that. But I've never drugged anybody. I've never killed anybody. I've never, So there are things. And if I had done it, I certainly wouldn't be on stage moralizing about it. I certainly would be pointing the finger at somebody and telling them what they hadn't done.
Yeah.
It's hubris that got him in the situation.
Yeah.
Like, even if he had if he had not even tried to do that mean thing after this shit happened, it'd be done. If he had not tried to do that interview after that was over, it would be done. But all of these moments where he just could have let it go. Instead of, he hid behind the fact that people loved him. And the thing about it is, Cliff Huxtable is innocent, but Bill Cosby fucked every one of them girls.
Yeah.
So Bill Cosby hates you. Do black women still hate you?
I don't know. Well, I guess the 4 that live with me don't.
That's why I took up boxing.
Hey, DL, what's your thoughts on the Hulk Hogan thing while we have you?
Well, I think it's ridiculous. And I remember I was talking to you about this. I believe every 60-something-year-old white man has said nigga. I believe it.
I can tell you a 47-year-old one likes saying it.
And I believe this country is trying to scrub. It's almost like, and it's always in a deposition that you hear about it.
Yep.
Like, apparently, white people go to court and say nigga freely. I believe.
But don't you think across the board we all say shitty things?
And I believe that it's a shame because it's a duality. Everybody knows they say it and pretend like they don't, and pretend like they're appalled by it, and pretend like, like I'm telling you, the more racist Donald Trump, the more racist shit he said, the higher Donald Trump numbers are going to fall. So if he says nigga, he'll be president tomorrow. They're like swear him in. Right? So I just think
he's got that in his back pocket just in case. He'll pull that one out.
He's sitting on it.
Yeah, he's sitting on that just in case.
The poll just dropped in Pennsylvania. Bigger.
Back on top.
I have more of a problem, and we've discussed this certainly at length on this show, that now they're taking private recordings and just fucking you. Holy mackerel.
Well, I think like, to me, to believe, I've always believed everybody has said it, and to pretend like they don't. And now what they're trying to, you're not you're not everything you're everything you've done. So he's done good shit, he's done bad shit. He said nigga, and to pretend like everybody hasn't said it, and to pretend like, to me, I just always think that that's disingenuous to now indict this man and scrub his name off everything when let me tell you something. A great number of you have said it.
That's a great. That's a great point. You should look at the person as a whole. But as soon as someone says something shitty, you're like, oh, well, fuck all the great stuff he did for charities and this and that. He's this guy, and that's all you focus on.
Even Cosby, yes, a bunch of people got fucked, but look, they got libraries, and now they can get the self-help books that they need to get her. Like, so it's like people have done shit. Like when I hear that. Black people never hear shocked when we hear a white person say nigga. It never shocks us. It never makes us go, oh, not Hulk.
Not Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I remember, and it was somebody that was fucking, it was somebody that was fucking his daughter, he thought. And I remember my mother said as a kid, she said, he said, you better ever come here with a white woman. She said, if she can't use my comb, don't bring her home.
Did you monogram that on a pillow?
Right.
That's great.
Mama Hughley. I like
use
it.
your comb.
Don't bring her home. You can't use my comb. If you can't use my
I
comb.
do believe someone embroidered that
Don't bring her
somewhere
home. I
and
love
put it
it.
in a frame.
See, my thing has always
Getting
been.
ready for,
Huh?
I'm getting ready for my white grandkids. My son, I'm sure my son.
That's funny. I think black people are just mad they haven't come up with the word yet for the white man.
That's absolutely right.
If you guys came up with a word for the white man, then now we got an even playing field.
Sure.
And then I think all
Los
this shit goes
Blancos.
away. What's the one that you guys are trying to push these days? Which one is?
The best one we can say is, "I just fucked your daughter." That's
That is a doozy.
but see, it's still a little. It's too wordy. It's too wordy still.
It's too wordy. You can't get that on a T-shirt.
Right, you gotta.
I'll tell you the one that we don't want to hear from the father-in-law. That's a rough one.
It's so funny, man, because my son now, you know, I told you my son has Asperger's syndrome, and so he was in January. My son came to me and he just said he was thinking about, he was so bad and so lonely he was thinking about killing himself. And I said, hey, man, we can't let that happen, because he was socially awkward. He would always be home, and all he would do was do Krav Maga and teach that and come home. And he was just lonely. So I said, no, man, you're going to come to work with me. We're going to hang out together. We'll get this together. So, man, he started coming to work on the radio with me, and we started hanging out and drinking and talking shit and being out together. And all of a sudden, he started seeing this girl. And my son, you know, now, 7 months later, 8 months later, he has a girlfriend. He's having, like, regular sex, and he's normal as fuck. I'm telling you, the cure to autism is pussy. I'm telling you.
You're here to say.
Exactly.
Right.
Take that, Jenny McCarthy.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's mercury I don't know if it's mercury, but I know it's dropping off a load of semen.
That's great. Oh,
But so like about 2 weeks ago, I was playing a gig in Phoenix, and Jim, he called me. He said he wanted to drive down to Vegas with his girl, and he had never done anything like that. And they were going to stay in a hotel and watch the Ultimate Fighting Championship because he does Krav Maga. I get a call from my wife, and she said, "Did you see your son's Facebook page?" And I said, "No, he didn't go to the UFC to just watch. He fought in a kickboxing tournament and won."
Oh, yeah,
wow.
you said you didn't like that he didn't tell you, right?
I didn't. I hated that he didn't tell
yeah,
me.
he just left and won this tournament without telling DL what he was up to.
And I was like, son, it ain't like you can take that many hits to your head and still have a shot. Like you'll be fucking. But I was proud of him that now he's going outside of his box and asserting himself. But we are going to watch the Marvin Gaye story eventually. I'm telling you.
Right on.
All right, buddy. We got Gregg Louganis coming in, so we got to wrap. But I wish. You know, we had a recording of that question you asked him. That was really great that you did that.
Of course it was. And then, of
But
course.
you know, it's funny. It isn't like people. Like when I don't look at somebody and go, "Oh, they're black or they're white." Either they're wrong or they're right. That's the thing. I don't care what. I mean, there are people who are assholes and there are people who are not. And I love comedy and I love the truth. And I think that for me, our way of life is really at stake. It's really this whole politically correct, you know, fucking plague that has come over the country is really threatening to take something I've loved my whole life away. That gave me a way of life I'd have never had. And now we all have to think the same way and be the same thing. And if we don't have the ability to kind of laugh at the shit everybody else finds important, we're going to be even a worse society. So I can't wait. And I'm going to tell you something. When they find the tape saying, "You nigga, I'll be the first one." You said, "Nigga, I'll be the first one to defend you." All right?
All right.
Thank you. And remember that for other people in studio. All right, thanks, DL.
Don't even have to have a tape with Jimmy saying, "Nigga, just follow him around on the weekend." That'd be fine.
All right, DL. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you getting up a little early for us. And go box and get those joints hurting.
I'll see y'all later, man.
Okay, buddy.
You got it.
Be good.
Our pal, DL Hughley.
Yeah, I mean, he said it right to Cosby, which is, again...
That's awesome.
I like DL so much. He's such a great comic.
And, of course, then you get management running down the hall.
Sure.
What the fuck? That's what you want from a radio show.
Yeah.
That's the tape you watch. I want to see that tape. I want to see the tape of all of them sheepishly looking at the floor saying, hey, deny this landmark comedic moment. We're worried about covering our ass.
Very edgy stuff, obviously, but they should have sat down with DL and went, all right, how can we air this?
Yes, how do we do this?
Instead of going, give me that fucking tape.
No, exactly, right.
Dummies. Then they wonder why regular radio got just fucking destroyed.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fucking idiots. They had all the people. They had talented people saying controversial, smart, clever, funny stuff and said, nope, can't have that.
Exactly, because Jocktober's coming up. So we gotta worry about what's what. We got Jocktober coming up.
Kind of want to bring that bit back.
That's great. That was a classic.
That's more of an O&A bit, so we kind of put it to rest. But that's
still a classic because I'd never heard it. I was exposed to it just sitting here one morning, and it was fucking amazing.
Until Jimmy has to go out there and runs into some of these people.
Yeah. So you're appearing at the whatever it's called, the Clit Hood. You're appearing at the Clit Hood this weekend. Yes. Do you remember us? What? No, I don't.
Well, let me refresh your memory as they push play.
Right.
They're always good natured about it. They're like, yeah, you Jocktobered us once. I'm like, Sam picks the shows.
Got nothing to do with me. Oops, Sam.
Yes, I did chime in. Yes, I did say those.
It's all Sam's fault.
We got to take a quick break. I think we got Gregg Louganis next. Esther Koo is just hanging. Nothing? Promote something.
Well, I'll come to my show.
Which one?
In New Jersey, Pompton Plains, New Jersey.
When's that?
August 8th.
Oh, so
there you go.
You go home for a week, then come back.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my God.
And then Atlanta, August 15th. And at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Nice.
I'm just glad that Bill Cosby is like now declared a rapist.
Yep.
You know, because I've been alone with so many comedians and like creepy shit like doesn't really happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like I've never been drugged, but like how fucking scary would that be?
Have you gotten creepy vibes?
Yeah, like one time, do you know this guy, Dan Natterman?
Well, sure we did. Sure. I wish I could do Natterman. Yeah, wow.
No, one time I was at the comic strip and like we were like the last few comedians there and it was late and I wanted to like go pick up some weed, you know, from a friend's house, but I didn't want to go by myself, you know, so I said, hey, can you come with me to like pick up some weed? And like he doesn't smoke, so he was just all like nervous, you know, he's like, yeah, sure, you know, so he like we take a cab up to the, you know, this apartment.
Yeah, that's it.
And like I don't know why he thought like I wanted it or something, and like he didn't even try to drug me. He just went straight. Like he tried to like make out with me in his cab, like in the back seat. I'm like, what are you doing? Like I wasn't. This wasn't code for do you want to make out. I was like, I really need to buy weed.
But that wasn't a Cosby moment.
That wasn't a Cosby moment.
That's not a Cosby moment at all.
Yeah, no. I'm saying
trying to make a little move.
I'm saying.
I thought you might have wanted that.
She asked me to get in the taxi with her.
I misread the signs. I wish I could do him.
We got into the cab and I went for a little smooch. Yes, I did.
There it is. Well, yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah. So
and I was promptly rejected. So I got out of the cab at 74th Street and she paid for it. Yeah, Dan's harmless. He's just a regular guy. He just wants to get laid.
Harmless. He's the most.
Socially a little awkward.
He's probably the creepiest guy I've encountered.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Well, like nobody else has ever like lunged in to try, like me giving like no indication that
he's a little nervous. That's all. He's a sweet boy, a little nervous.
I know. That's why I picked him, because I was like, he's such a nervous guy. He'd never try anything.
God. Well, in his mind, here's how it works. He's just he can't be like, oh, she sure is delightful. I don't know if she. I don't think I should. No. Okay.
You think he panicked a little bit? I think she wants me.
Yeah, the angel and the devil on the shoulder. She's not interested in you. How could she be? Oh, come on, Dan. Look at yourself. She's dying for it.
She's only human?
Yeah, she's only human.
All right, we're going to break. We got Gregg Louganis next, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And we might have a performance. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're working on that?
Yeah.
What's his name again? I started the show with it. It's a song I just got turned on to through the Spectrum, S.O.B. by Nathaniel. I should know his name.
Bryant?
Nathaniel. They're scrambling madly.
There, come on. Start with, go with an L. There it is. Ratliff.
Ratliff.
No, Rate.
Oh, Ratliff. I thought you were talking about Cosby again.
Nathaniel Ratliff. he happens to be performing today, and we started the show off with his big song SOB, so he might come in here and just do an acoustic number for us. Rateliff, right?
Yeah.
Nathaniel Rateliff. All right. Vic Henley's just hanging this summer doing barbecues.
That's right.
Nothing?
Buy my CD, Live from Lou's
There you
Cruise.
go.
Buy that.
All right,
Download.
good.
People want to know. I'm on the show. They're like, what can we get? There's one thing. There's now a Confederate Stars and Bars collector album. Don't buy that one. There's no bootleg CD of mine. You can actually find on iTunes. I get no money for it.
Go to iTunes
It's my
and get-
face, but go Live from Lou's Cruise. Get Live from
On
Lou's
iTunes.
Cruise.
If you enjoy Vic Henley,
Yes,
come on.
it's funny.
Download the damn
It's
thing.
not horrible.
Get a few bucks in his pocket.
Exactly.
JimNorton.com for all his dates. A lot of shows in the future.
Yeah, Houston and Dallas next.